Okay, I do believe we're live. You're going to have to give me a moment. Check, check. Alright, one moment, please. Hopefully, anybody here can hear my audio. Yep, I can. Hearing reverb. Very good. Give me a moment, please. I'm going to send out a tweet real quick that I went live. Oh, who's talking in guild chat? Happy weekend, everyone. And that's what I should be saying to you. Happy weekend. Let's get on with... I never did send out the tweet. I don't really care. People will show up or they won't. Not a big deal. So I just finished Pure Faction 100. It was very, very easy. And I'll show you the team I used. I used Dark Knight, Leanne, and Sid. Two of those. I bought 5 level 7 tiers because that's usually about what I'll need to finish the event on a Saturday. I may have to buy one more. And if you're doing Pure Faction 100, you can actually use 3 of the Leanne and Sid and just 1 Dark Knight, and you'll be just fine. Since buying 5 levels of the tier 7, I'm getting 35 extra magic, so it's 97 there. I believe it was about 104 once you actually are running the team, so not a problem. And we've got yellow and purple to work with. So I did the first 90 levels with the typical Phoenicia team. Then I use Imperial Jewels. Some people use, what's that one? The gun one. Yeah. And then I use Tink here so I could use Archmages. Just trying to get some experience in that class. And then down at the bottom, Leprechaun to get me started. So, but now it's time to build a team from scratch. And of course, I have yellow, so I already know what's going in front. Same team I always use when I have a chance to use any of the 3 colors in High King Iron Gut. You put him in front, a Devourer or 2, and he's just a tank. And let's see, number 2. And you can switch up your weapon, 2nd place, 3rd place in here because the colors don't overmatch whatsoever. And Thrall's going to be my mana gen. And typically I would use Fiendfire, but I'm not going to use that this time because... And Fiendfire is just for those rooms that have enemies that are immune to Devour. And that's going to be what Essence of Evil is for. In fact, I'm going to put that 2nd since those colors don't overlap. And I think everybody knows where my last troop is going. Yeah, it's going to be Zool. One person in our guild family came up with the double iron High King Iron Gut team, which is basically High King Iron Gut. You put Thrall here, you put Fiendfire here, and then you put another High King Iron Gut down here. And she says it's very fast and very easy, and I don't doubt that whatsoever. I'm kind of just going to go with my standard Zool team. I love Zool, I can't help it. And I'm going to have to switch up my class, and I would like to switch up my banner, and then we can get started. I know Assassin's at 100, and I believe I can start out with an Ice Storm, which I prefer on this, just for the fact that it'll fill both Zool and High King Iron Gut, and make sure you have your hunt talent tree working. Not talent tree, but your hunt talent, so you can have a hunter's mark, and basically just start eating from the bottom up. What would we like to do with banner? Since we're starting with an Ice Storm, probably blue-purple. And yes, I could search for it, but I find it so much easier. Well, not really easier, but just gonna go with blue-purple. And since we're running Assassin class, that may not show up there. You've got your 10% chance to assassinate the last enemy when I deal skull damage. And with talent 100 opened up, we've got 7% chance to assassinate the last enemy when another enemy dies. So, yeah, let's go with that. And I am ready to get into this. I'm probably going to do full clears till probably 250, level 260 maybe. Haven't decided for sure. I was kind of hoping that would have filled that, but that's alright. And with those tier 7 potions, we've already got High King Iron Gut. Filled, which he's gonna fill himself so fast every time. Hi Kenneth, thank you for stopping in. You're doing the finesse team for right now at 190. Actually, that team, I would not be surprised if you could take that team just about all the way. Are you using that with Nimbus Bow? And good morning to you, too. Are you using that with Nimbus Bow, or are you using that with Shabanu? Let's see. I think we'll just go ahead and cast that so we can get Iron Gut filled up while we still have our Ice Storm in play. Yes, is your answer. Does that mean yes, Nimbus Bow, or yes, Shabanu? Either one is probably going to be just fine for quite a while. So, anyways, I just got back from the grocery store like a half hour ago. I'm like, well, I better start hitting this delve pretty soon. I did the first 100 levels this morning, and then I'm like, I'm tired. No more until I get home. Ah, that's good. And are you planning on finishing all the way through 500 with Pure Faction? Oh, Shabanu Vespera, who creates a whole bunch of colors based upon which one you cast it on. So, well, not the one you cast it on, but the colors in your team. So if you're running like two finesse, or even three finesse. No, I'm sorry, two finesse, like a dancing daggers, which is also a yellow, and then Chabanu, it'll create. If it hits the yellow one, it'll just create a ton of yellow, and that's how you buff up your uh, finesse team really quickly. Oh, I hear you on the impatient part. I'm probably gonna go to about 250. I think last month I only went to like 190, and I'm like, no, no, because I already knew that it was just going to be a pain to do the Pure Faction 500, and I wanted to get done as soon as I could. And there's a good chance at some point I may switch out Zool for the second hiking iron gut just to see how it works out. I've never used it, but from what she said, it works really well and you don't have to worry about skulls backfiring. But I don't have a lot of problem with backfiring skulls just because once you've eaten once with hiking iron gut, you're pretty much immune to skull damage that's going to really do much to you. And I believe this is my first time streaming since the last uh, faction event. And I think I've only made one or two videos since then. Shame on me. But I don't know, I've been spending more time on Twitch and playing other games. Oh, you don't have dancing daggers. I I'm trying to think if that's a class weapon or not. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it is. And since it's a full yellow, what class is aligned with White Helm? I would have to look at that. Because goodness knows, I can't remember all the stuff in this game anymore. There's troops that I see now when I'm doing D12s, and I'm like, when did they put that troop in the game? And I'm sure since you're doing non full clears, you've noticed there's three different ways to the boss room, which is pretty nice. So, those of us that choose to do the pure faction runs at, 100, 300, 500, at least we've got a choice. I 100 was so easy. I'm hoping 300's similarly pretty darn easy as well. Because we all know 500's going to be a bear. And I do believe that we are running out of delves. I think there's 29 or 30 delves done. So we've only got 4 to 5 more before they run out of kingdoms. So I'm a little curious to see what they do with that. And my mouse is not working very well today. Yeah, and that's the one I took on level 100. And if you want to do the 4 fight path, you're always going to have to do a level 5 fight. So, yeah, mapping beforehand is going to be quite interesting coming up later. Am I still on my. Oh, that's right. I'm doing full clears. That's why this is taking a while. And I'm kind of so busy just blabbing that I'm not really trying to go fast, and I probably should. Oh, that was a nice death mark. Yeah, Kenneth. They've hinted that they may make a few new kingdoms in the future. But that doesn't solve the problem of, well, no more kingdoms for delves. Now what do you do? Because, they're about every 5 weeks on average. I say let's stop with delves and let's go back to uh, maybe Doom events every 4 to 5 weeks plus the normal Doom event. Because most people enjoy Doom. They're way better than world events. And they all fall down. Fall down. How about they all fell down? So, anyways, we have the weekend coming up. We're actually getting a cool off here where I'm living. And I know a whole bunch of the country's dealing with some pretty bad heat. Let's see, you're immune to devour. You are not. Um, no point in doing that. Oh, you and everybody else can. Everybody's. Well, not everybody. A lot of people are spending, you know, thousands of gems to stock up on the Doom Scrolls every time they come around. I don't have that many gems that I'm willing to do that, so I'm kind of just waiting and seeing what they do because they're going to have to do something to get more gem scrolls, out there for everybody. Kind of the same thing with the Book of Deeds. And I noticed they haven't talked too much about how they're going to do that, and that's been a problem for probably close to a year now. Well, not really a problem, an impending problem. So let's see. We have yellow purple. So if you don't have High King Iron Gut and you don't have Zool, well, I would never run Zool unless I had High King Iron Gut in the front. Uh, what teams can people make? Uh, as Kenneth is using, he's using the Finesse team, which is probably 3 Finesse and Nimbus Bow, which can also, you could also run that with 2 Finesse, Dancing Daggers, and Shabanu Vespera. Let me think of some other teams. Yellow, purple. Actually, whatchamacallit. In a delve like this, Ubestet would actually be a pretty good troop because his damage goes up, based upon your damage and their damage, and every level you go up, it gets higher. Strip the armor off of, a troop, hit it with Ubestet, and the one that still has armor on it's going to die even though it's got the lowest HP. Another team I would consider using is... Let me check your mana. And this is one I've used in quite a few delves before. Oh, you only get 3 scrolls for a repeat tier 7. I didn't realize it was only 3. Wow, that's horrible. Let's see, another team would be Yasmin's Pride, which strips armor, and that's actually a yellow-brown, and because your weapon can be any color on a delve. And then you could run, let's see, yellow-purple. You could run... You could run 3 Boltoros, who Yasmin's Pride will give you life from all the armor it steals, and then Boltoros does damage to the enemy on a 1-to-1 basis. So that's a thought there as well. You can always go with the trusty Mang up front, or if you don't want that, and you kind of want to spread it out in case you're worried about losing a troop, you could use Earth's Fury. I'm trying to think what a good complementary crew would be for a Mang team. Yellow and purple. Off the top of my head, I'm having a hard time, but there's so darn many mythics now. That seems like it was probably a pretty good choice. Luckily, I got through 90 really easily with the Phoenicia team, but it was really close to, hey, now you have to two-shot the throne room, and I was like, well, I don't want to have to two-shot and refill up Phoenicia a second time, so I'll just switch to my finishing team. You'll have to pardon me, I got distracted there for a moment. I was finishing up my Mountain Dew Zero. And another reason I didn't want to get too far into using like Sorcerer or Orb Weaver for purple to start here is I really don't want any of these troops. Well, Zool is immune. I didn't want any of those troops to get hit by lycanthropy. This feels slower than the last time I used this team for some reason. I'm wondering, am I not playing fast, or is my sense of time a little bit off because I had to leave the house today? I don't know. That is not a match. And yes, it's time for a new mouse. So if anybody is in chat who has not said hi yet, go ahead, say hi. I don't bite. And let me know what team you're planning on using to get up to 500. Yeah, actually, I put new batteries in it about a month ago, and they usually last about a year. So I think it's a me problem, a me and my mouse. So I wonder how many of the other. I'll give them a skull, I don't mind. I was going to say it gets my thrall full. I'm wondering how many of the other gems content people are doing delves right now. I would guess most of them. And Tacit's probably got, gosh, I have no idea, 300 people. I probably have like two. I have no idea. Let's see who else. Who else makes content? Um, Someone named Relly. I don't know how it's pronounced. I've seen him make videos. I've never watched any of them. I try not to watch other content people. Uh, 300. I'm probably gonna go with. Oh, I haven't learned their names yet. Probably one Dark Knight and three Leannan Sid. Okay, Cinny, yeah. I bet you they're all streaming. So I did two Dark Knights and two Leannans on 100, and it was very easy. I didn't need the second Dark Knight. So I'm probably just going to go with one Dark Knight and three of these and see how that works out. Kelpie I don't see being useful. The best you can get is a 12% devour chance, and it does pretty much nothing. This will do pretty much nothing other than create yellow, and if you get a bad board alignment when it creates yellow, then you're giving their Leannon a whole bunch of yellow. So that's kind of my thoughts. Oh, Loot Wizard, too. I forgot I made a 30-second video of me fighting Loot Wizard in PvP way back when, after I'd had a few beers. I thought it was quite funny. Nobody else did, but... And Genki? I don't know Genki. Well, I don't know any of them other than their names, but I've never heard of Genki. But they're probably pretty good. And I can almost be sure that none of them have ever heard of me. All right, what do I want to look for? Look for. Oh, just make a match, Rowdy. It doesn't matter. Just take yellow. You'll be fine. You are immune to devour. Very good. So I don't have much to talk about as far as what happened today, because nothing has happened today, really. Yesterday. How was yesterday? I don't know. I thought of a bunch of really, really bad dad jokes yesterday, but they're ones that I can't really say on YouTube because YouTube is, well, you know, they're not very fun. They don't like you to have fun by telling somewhat raunchy dad jokes. And I'm not even a dad, but I can still think up some good dad jokes. Well, are there good dad jokes? I think they're technically all bad. Alright, we'll get him before he gets barrier. Oh no, future enemies gain undying. Well, I've had one death mark work and that was it, so I think we'll be okay. Long as I don't lose my Valraven here. Because that's 3 more free fights done. I believe Zathanos is immune to Devour? Huh? Yes, he is. So enjoy your skulls. Let's see. Portal. Immune. I know you're not immune to Devour. I believe you are. Yes. And Evil Tome is not. Oh, thank you for spawning that ancient horror. And YouTube, I did say horror, not an ancient horror. We saw her. Oh, what was her name? She, oh boy, Matron Valens or something like that in one of the delves that we had in the last probably 4 months. So I'm hoping that none of my Twitch friends are watching, because they're probably like, what the hell is this game? How does this thing even work? Why would anyone play this? I don't know. This game just sucks you in. And takes up way too much of my time. Oh, sure. It's fine if you're agile. What order did you do the purification? Not exactly sure what you mean by that. Are you talking about my pathing? Because I did this room, starting room, I did the 5, I did the 4, and I did that, if that's what you were asking. If not, if you want to clarify, I'll be more than happy to answer your question. I do have to give them credit. They have some really incredible artists. Oh, lineup. It was the two Dark Knights, Dark Knight, and then two of the Lianons. And that's. I'm probably going to go with one Dark Knight and three of the Lianons here. Hey, how are you today, Guy? Is it Guy or Guy? I've always called you Guy, but if you're French and it's Guy, please tell me, because I don't want to keep calling you by the wrong name. And good morning to you. Yeah, I haven't streamed since my last faction event, so yeah, that's my fault. I just found so many other fun things to do. Yeah, Kenneth, if you bought the first two tiers, you should have absolutely no problem. So it is, Guy? And I like the two exclamation points after that. Not French. I'm not French either. Everyone out there, you can look me up on Ancestry.com. I've got uh, German and Swedish in my family's background. I think our earliest ancestors that came over was like 1880. Uh, what did I, oh, that's right. I cast Iron Gut. Oh, I'm only on 150. So it's going to take a little while. I'm exactly at Horde level 100. And if anybody is curious about the cheapest way to upgrade your Horde to level 100, there is a website that somebody in, I believe it's Throne of Odin, they made a website. And if somebody would like that, I can look it up real quick for you. If not, that's fine too. Or I could basically just tell you the combination to do it as cheaply as possible, which is 289,600 gold. And that's to get to exactly 100 and quality level 10. Yeah, guy, I thought about making a video this morning for leveling up my Horde, but it was like, I don't know, 5 a.m. And I'm like, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk. And I've done it before on other ones, so I think most people that watch me know the cheapest way to do it, and if not, I apologize. So I'm just moving along here, having fun. Yeah, 5 a.m. is way too early to talk. I have made videos at like 3 a.m. before, like an hour after I've woken up, and usually I sound more stupid than usual, so I've sworn off early morning video making. So luckily, starting with this ice storm, not had a problem with lycanthropy yet. I may have a problem later on if I feel the need to go to something like Orb Weaver, so I can start with whatchamacallit, Entangle on the first troop, which I don't want to do because he does start with Barrier based upon buying enough tiers. Oh, I thought it was dead. Kind of like my doctor. My doctor thought I was dead. I said, "Nope, I always look this bad, doc." Ooh, now it's a perfect time for this. We'll get you with the Hunter's Mark, and you're gonna die from Death Mark. Well, or a skull. But I'll take it. Well, that was less than pleasant. Oh, I love classes with whatchamacallit, Hunter's Mark. They're so useful. Do I think this faction can be done pure faction without potions? You know, I can give you an answer after I do the pure faction 300. My guess would be yes. but it's probably going to take quite a few tries, and it's one of those where you're going to end up using whatchamacallit, your 3 free delves every day and just keep trying over and over and over until you get lucky and get it. Just an early thought, but yes, I think so. And the good news is, your front troop, the night troop, night troop. Didn't night troop drive night Knight Rider back in the 80s, or was that David Hasselhoff? Anyways, because it can barrier itself, yeah, I could see it being possible. Probably not going to be able to do it on Horde level 100 though. That's just an early guess. Yeah, let's make sure Shegra's gone. I still have so many Pure Faction 500s to do. I usually try to do Pure Faction 500s like once every 2 weeks because I get so frustrated. Because I'm so cheap, I don't want to upgrade my Horde past 100, and some of them are, unless you're doing them on a Tuesday or, the weekend they come out with potions. Boy. They're just so frustrating. And you're welcome, Guy. I'm glad that we're both thinking the same thing. I will admit I'm also thinking about lunch. Even though it's only, 9:53 here? Doesn't mean I can't think about lunch. I think the worst part is that I've just gotten so frustrated on some of them that I do them once every 2 weeks. And you really have to just try every day and get lucky on some of them. Yeah. And as I would say when I was a kid, I don't wanna, so I don't. And if that's, if it puts me behind other players, I don't care. This is not a competition. It's play the game, however you think it's fun. Oh, Sir Cedric, please don't change up my order for the last few fights. And it would have been more useful if I'd had some purple. Zool's in front, we'll be fine. And I feel your pain there. Same thing happens to me. It happened to me on Wild Court like 12 times in a row. And that's supposed to be one of the easier ones because I believe that's the one you can scale your damage up quite high. Oh my, something just fell in my house. Probably ghosts. That's alright. Um, and it's like, everyone else was like, oh yeah, I got it done on the first try. And I'm thinking, well, aren't you just a lucky son of a gun? I kept dying over and over and over to these skull drops that I was like, you know, you suck, right? Darn AI. Oh, good, good. Bullets. My second favorite troop. Well, if I could wait long enough, they could put me back in order, but I don't think that's a worry. Oh, they're both, I believe they're non devourable. Yes, immunity to devourer. Oh, that one's not dead. I thought skulls killed it. See, I'm not paying any attention. Sorry about that. But that's normal for me. My attention span, it wanders quite quickly. I keep thinking I'm going to fill Thrall with my purple. And then I realize Zul's in front. So I'm going to ask a question I already know the answer to. And those are the easiest ones. If I could have every subscriber that I have that, occasionally watches my videos, and I said, well, what if I made content that wasn't Gems of War? I wonder what percentage of people would actually watch anything else I make besides Gems videos. I'm thinking the answer is like 5%, if even that much. Because there's only so much I can talk about gems wise. And other than that, then I got to start getting into telling stories. I don't know if people like my stories when I just go off on a tangent and don't even talk about the game or not. I think some people might, and some people might only want to hear me talk about gems. I would think that would get boring though. let's see. Immune to devour. Well, here's a question. Guy, do you play or watch Phasmophobia? I really enjoy that game. I've been trying to play that quite a bit with, uh, you know, Twitch streamers sometimes. If not, I'll go on the official Discord and just find strangers to play with. And yes, I definitely agree about the gem fatigue. I think I've gotten it in about the last 2 or 3 weeks. For that, the prior 2 months, man, I'd been doing, I don't know, like 4,000 trophies a week. And the last couple, I'm, barely hitting like 12 to 1,400 trophies. Just been like, I'll do what I gotta do and don't want to play too much more. Because really, I don't have any more troops I need to get. And that's, a good part of the fun is new troops. Oh, I got you. I don't even have a graphics card, guy. I'm running onboard video on my motherboard. That's because I can't find a graphics card for sale anywhere that's not uh, 3 times its normal price. So, and mine burned out, and well, if you can't find a replacement at a reasonable price, I'm kind of just gonna use what the motherboard has for me. Let's see. You are immune to devour. I don't believe you are, and I don't believe you are. You know what? Maybe I'll record one episode of me playing that game very poorly and I'll post it and, people want to watch it and say, eh, this isn't something I want to watch on your channel. That's fine. And if they do, then I can do more because, I don't know, I really enjoy the game. And you know what? I guess it doesn't really matter because I don't make money on this, so it doesn't really matter how many people watch any of these videos. I keep forgetting that. And one of these days, end of July of 2021, I will make a promise. Oh, Rowdy, we've heard your promises before. You're going to start putting out more videos again like you used to. No, I said I would try. I never promised. That I'm going to work on Streamlabs OBS and see about being able to use my webcam again. Because right now I do not have software for my webcam, and so I can't move it on the screen where I want it, and I can't shrink it. It's, you know, just it's a big box, and I'd like to, resize it, but I don't have the correct software for it. So at some point I will work on that. And I'm pretty sure that most people that watch me know that I'm not really into doing YouTube to see how many subscribers I can get and all that. It's more about, having fun, teaching sometimes. Sometimes just pretending to know what I'm doing. So yeah, I might do that. So back to the game. We're at level 180. So 70 more, not 70, 7 more levels. I think I will be done doing full clears. And then on with the fun of just rushing the throne room, whichever is the quickest way, which is probably through the 5 room. What am I doing? Yeah. Iron Gut. Where did that come from? Hey, you have a good day too, guy. And I might stream some more this afternoon. I might not. Depends. If not, my videos, well, the rest of the stream will be here. Plus, if I get that far, I'll be making a video for 500 and then 500 Pure Faction. You gotta know how that goes by now. So you enjoy the rest of your day, and if I don't see you again for a little while, enjoy your weekend. Because I would love to get up to 450, 460 today on this. I'd love to get to 500, but I don't want to have to buy more tiers in the shop to get to 500 today, so I don't think that's going to happen. Oh, no, we'll do that one last. I'll still do it, but I'm going to do it last, right before the boss. Ah, High King Iron Gut, where would we be without you? We'd all still be using Mang. Or the Finesse team. With Shabanu most likely, or maybe Nimbus Bow like Kenny suggested earlier. Alright, now we'll do Sunken Treasure. What would you do with a drunken sailor? The second verse is dirty, so I can't say it. Yeah, I'm finding it's much better to hit Dark Knight up front with Zool because he has the skull reduction. And then hopefully your second and fourth either have Death Mark or Hunter's Mark on them. Took you that many levels to figure that out? No, I've done it a few times. Depends on how much armor they're missing. Thank goodness I'm not 14 years old, or I would be laughing at the fact that right now I'm in the volcanic shaft. See, I'm not laughing. I'm chuckling a little bit, but I'm not laughing. Yeah, I think everyone can figure out why. At least I hope so. Oh, tangled path. I do not want to go there. Last thing you want is High King Iron Gut getting entangled. Pretty hard to devour when your attack is at 0. Oh, good, Cedric. You can mess up my team order again. That's fine. Darn stealthy boy. Oh, can I have a lucky skull somewhere, please? That will work as well. So I have pretty much switched over to autopilot. Not going to think too hard about the game. Maybe we can go back in the memory banks and think of some fun childhood stories. Ah, the bullet room again. Please don't let that show up on Pure Faction 500. Then I started thinking about, crap, these are all immune to devour. Should have cast that first. Hey, King, how are you today? Hope you're doing well. This is what I should have done the first time, is done that. Have you started Delves yet, King? And if so, how are they going? And what kind of team are you using? I'm basically using the same team I always use when I have the option. So, as I was saying before, I was thinking, do I tell a whole bunch of stories from throughout my life or whatnot? And I've told so many over the course of doing a whole bunch of these live streams. So, most people have probably heard most of them. I don't want to bore people with those. And I thought, well, what about what I, done this week? And then I thought, well, I haven't really done much this week either. I've left the house once. I don't leave the house. Yeah, I know I had a 4 match there. It's okay. Oh, you're using Enraged Kurandara. Ah. Is that working out pretty well? probably is. You're at level 200. I think I'm at 190, so I'm guessing it's probably working pretty well for you. And you just get that one devour down, and it's pretty much over. Now, you guys are all immune to devour. Oh, I'm on level 200 as well. So, 5 more levels, and I will be done with full clears, and then just sailing on to the throne room. That's like the second happiest part of my week when faction event comes around. The other is defeating Pure Faction 500. I would almost have to say it's harder for me to remember which troops I can devour and which ones I can't, as opposed to actually playing the game. So, speaking of bats, I do have a good bat story. I used to work for the city that I live in, and we found a bat in our sign garage. And it looked pretty cold. It's heated back there, but not very well. And it was kind of just flopping around in the snow that had blown in the garage while we were working. So I picked it up. I had my work gloves on. And that poor little bat, it just looked so sad. And it was so cute. I know most of them probably do have rabies, but I wasn't gonna just throw him out in the snow. So I closed the door and let him live in our garage for a while. And eventually he got into the building and was flying all over the place. And everyone was like, "How did that bat get in here?" And I'm going, "It wasn't me." When in fact, it was me. I think they eventually left the doors open, and the bat did fly out. And we had so many buildings down at the city yards that the bats just live around there all year long. So I'm sure that bat was fine. Anyways, enough about bats. We don't need to talk about anybody's mother-in-law. Oh, bazinga. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Yeah, that death mark from the night. I think I've had Iron Gut death marked maybe once or twice, but the team is pretty much so fast that it's going to have to almost be a first turn after you get the death mark kill for it to actually take effect. So I haven't been unlucky in that regard. So that's my one and only bat story. You know, with a living bat. I have bat stories from baseball, softball, but those aren't very interesting. And I've never been involved with mobsters, so I have never needed a bat in that way. So that's always good. You know, just to make it clear. I assume most people wouldn't think that a random guy playing Gems of War on the internet used to be a mafia hitman with a bat. But just in case, I figured I'd let you know. Alright, let's get the guy with skull reduction. Get him, and those both have Hunter's Mark. I'm trying to think if Assassin has procced once. I don't think it has. Either the 10% for the third trait or the 7% for the final unlock. I don't think. 210, we're getting there. I don't see any 4 or 5 matches, so there's probably one. Oh, you stream Gems too, King? No, I usually don't watch other streamers just because I don't want to inadvertently copy anything else that someone else might be doing team wise or whatnot. But if you'd like me to check out some of that, you're more than welcome to let me know what your channel is. Is it your screen name on here that your channel is? Because I'll check it out. I don't mind. Maybe you and I could collab. You do all the work, and I'll give you some teams. That way I don't have to make the video. Oh, that sounds so much like something I would say. Because I do like making videos. I don't know, I'm kind of lazy about it. Ah, you need a new mic. Yeah, that would be helpful. What kind do I have? Let me look. I have a Fifine, Fifine. It's It's like a $70 mic. It's not the greatest mic in the world, but I think for the price, it's pretty good. You know, I know most people like, Blue Yeti and other stuff like that, and a lot of people like compressors. I just don't want to get into all that because it's more trouble than I'm willing to go through. Ah, I gotcha. Well, you let me know. You know what? I'll check out your channel and I'll check out some of your old streams and I'll give you a follow and you can let me know sometime when you're going live. I'll probably stop in for a little bit. I can't guarantee, a couple hours, but I could stop in for a little bit. See, I'm a nice guy. Look at this. I'm plugging someone else's channel on my channel, saying, "Hey, you go watch King." Or if you want to have fun, go watch Tacit. I don't know. People either love to watch Tacit or they're like, nah. Me, I think most people are like, I can watch him. I don't really want to watch Rowdy, but he's there. Yeah, I know I'm probably dropping quite a few frames here. Unfortunately, I'm having, it's called a lack of a video card problem. I only have my onboard video for my motherboard running everything because I fried my video card and I cannot find a new one anywhere. So I figure, you know what, dropping some frames. Hopefully it's still watchable. I've had the problem for a while, so I think it's watchable and whatnot. Marmite. Oh my god, somebody was talking about Marmite in a Twitch stream just a couple days ago I was watching. And some people were like, I love Marmite. And some people were like, oh my god, that's the worst stuff on earth. It smells like death. Alright, where was I? Here I am. Sorry, I'm getting a little distracted easily. But that's normal for me. But as I like to look at it, as long as I continue making 0 cents an hour playing this game, you know what? If I get distracted, that's on me. So we definitely want to kill these two that can spawn. And pocket spider I'm not worried about. I know it's not called a pocket spider, but that's from a delve a long, long time ago. Oh my, a 6-hour stream of gnome farming. Oh boy. I think the longest stream I've ever been able to pull off is like 3.5 hours for delves. I just can't sit that long. But if you can do 6 hours, hey, go for it. That's pretty awesome. You know what? Hunter's mark. Alright, 210 is done. 4 more. And then I will be going boom, 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 boom. Just like that. Get these done as fast as possible. Hit the bub. I'm not sure what the bub is. Let me see, I have to look every time. Yes, Zathanos is immune to devour. Let's get rid of Skeleton Boy. Hey, how you doing? I haven't seen you in ages. Long time no see. Been busy in studies. Good to hear, good to hear. I know you had mentioned that you were going to be gone for quite a while, that your family was possibly undergoing some sickness or something, and we were hoping everything worked out fine. Glad you made it back. I haven't gone anywhere, but I haven't been on too often. I'm like the old dog of YouTube gems content makers. You know, I just lay around and eventually I make something and someone pets me on the head and then I'll go back to sleep for a little while. Good to hear that everything's fine now. I've been doing pretty well myself. all your gems videos got deleted. Do you know why? That seems really strange. Because it's pretty hard to violate TOS for gems videos. Of course, I'm certainly no one who would know why, because, well, I barely know how any of these programs even work, let alone how YouTube works. Oh, there we got one of the third trait procs right there. Killed the last troop when another enemy died. I think we just had another third trait proc. That would be 2 in a row? Have I turned into the AI and things are going to work for me now? I find that hard to believe. So, with it being Friday, does anybody have any fun plans for the weekend? Or is anybody being forced to do unfun things this weekend? I always like to hear about those. If somebody has a huge honeydew list, like, honey, go fix the fence, honey, do this, honey, do that. And I'm sitting here going, not me. Oh, work. That might even be worse than a honeydew list. Hi, Chris. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate that. I'm sorry you have to be a weekend worker, at least this week. I don't know if it's every week. But the wheels of industry must turn. Somebody has to work weekends. And, well, heck, I used to have to do it quite often, so I'm no stranger. Or maybe you meant that as, hey, I get to go to work this weekend. That's going to be fun. You know, I immediately thought the worst when it came to work. A lot of people love their jobs. Oh, we got that third trade proc again. So I think I'm going to be able to run Assassin class for that third trait proc for quite a while. Um, Snare. Snare doesn't really affect Hiking Iron Gut very much, so that's not a concern. Oh, your job's easy. You can cheat and watch YouTube. Nice. Hopefully you can get some gems time in as well. My situation's a little bit different. I always think about the Borat movie. I don't know if it's safe to describe that on YouTube or not. So I think I'll go ahead and choose to not do that at the moment. Because as far as I know, nobody can figure out what YouTube will and won't allow anymore. If you don't have Zool, you've got Hiking Iron Gut though? I would assume. Do you have two Hiking Iron Guts? That's something somebody in our guild family uh, has been using very successfully. They've been using Hiking Iron Gut, Thrall in second, Fiendfire, the weapon, in third for any troops that are immune to Devour, and then Hiking Iron Gut down at the bottom, probably with Assassin class and starting with an Ice Storm like I'm using. And King is using Kurandara down there in place of Zool. And as long as you can get Hiking Iron Gut filled and a Devour done before, you know, once you're up to level 300-400, a couple skulls can take him out really easy if you don't get lucky. I mean, you can get just unlucky and it'll happen. And that's primarily why I'm not using a class with Darkstorm. Yes, Vashtagon does have purple. There's another option for you. I'm not a huge Vashtagon fan, only because I haven't used it that much. I know a lot of people in our guild have used it very successfully. It's one of those mythics I just haven't played with a lot. Another thought for you. Let me match some purple here. Would be to yeah, you could do that as well. I was also thinking you could just put Keeper of Souls down here and choose which color you want to turn into skulls once you've devoured a couple troops. Because with Keeper of Souls, you can guarantee yourself a 4-5 match before you cast it every time. Okay, my mouse is acting up just a little bit. I apologize for that. Lycanthropy. The greatest curse to hit this game in probably since I started playing over 3 years ago. Oops. Yeah, I messed that one up. That was my mouse. Sure, Roddy, blame your mouse. Okay, don't mind if I do. So hopefully that gives you a couple ideas on what you can use if you don't have Zool. And I know, oh, Kenneth was in here earlier, and he's using the 3 Finesse and Nimbus Bow team, and that scales pretty well because, you know, you get extra stats with every 4 or 5 match. And if you were to decide to take Nimbus Bow out and put in, say, Dancing Daggers, you could use Shabanu Vespara and just, it's really slow, but you could loop your way to victory. That sounds like a fair team as well. I always like when other people post their teams because, you know, I'm usually going to run the team I like to run, but I always like to know what other people are doing just out of curiosity. Okay. Fair enough. If you tried it and you didn't like it, then hey, that's what other teams are for. You know, I've seen some really good teams other people put together, and I don't know, I run them and I'm like, they're good, but I don't like them. Or they don't work for me, but they work for other people somehow. But usually those I just chalk up to the fact that I'm not very good. I just happen to have all the troops. Yeah, I think next week is Doom event, I believe, right? Because we're done with this 10-week world event crud. I don't know what color Doom we've got coming up. Probably on Terrans or somewhere else, and I just haven't looked. Yeah, when Doom events first started, I was like, I don't know. It seems kind of samey, but now I miss them because they used to be every fourth week, and now we get them every 11th week. So yeah, when they come around, I'm like, well, this is refreshing compared to the trashy world event weeks. And if there was a dev in here, I would say that right to him. The world events are all the same pretty much, and they're all trash. My opinion. Oh, I haven't seen one of you in a while. Valraven, thank you. So we should lay odds on this one fight here that if first treasure one gets filled, he's got a 16.6% chance to devour me, whether he will or not. And if he does, what my punishment is, besides being devoured. It will take forever to craft mythics. You are not wrong. However, with the Nomapalooza, if you can really hit that hard on Gnome weekends, man, you're gonna get so many, so much glory, so much gem keys, and things like that. Plus the diamonds occasionally from a gnome drop in the vault. And King just finished all the rewards. I don't know if I have or not. I haven't checked. I know I have one level left of full clears and then I'll be done. Oh yeah, mine are done. Might as well see what we're getting. Raven Lunatic. Alright. That's about expected. That's fine. I think it's kind of sad they don't at least give you one major orb for stage 16, but what are you going to do, right? Yeah, there you go. Decrulis by Glory by a gnome from Nomapalooza. I think I got. Trying to think how much. I think I got close to 300,000 glory just from that one event. And I still have like 200 vault keys that I haven't used yet. So that might not be a bad way to spend a whole bunch of glory. You know, like the week before a new vault event. No, they're going to be. I think that's going to be the new gnome event. Is like every probably 4 or 5 weekends you're going to have a Gnomapalooza, and the the verse gnomes are still appearing in wherever they can appear, like Explore, and they're still dropping verses right now. I actually had I think it was Cindy Savage Lips, just dropped me a verse yesterday. It was the first one I'd seen all week, but they are out there. Oh, you only got to try it twice. That's too bad. I didn't play near as much as I probably should have, but I played more than some people got the opportunity to play. And I've got like, I don't know, somewhere around 12 of each verse kind of just sitting there. 200 vault keys still. I'm not in any hurry to use them. The drummers, is that drummer is verse 4? Ah, you saved 5. I saved a few more than that, but yeah, I figured it was good to save some, just in case. Well, I'm hoping that it's available next month. They sure made a big to do about it in the forums and when Salty did the stream on it, so even the fact that they nerfed it, boy, if they were to take that away now. Brown, you think? I'm gonna guess you mean the brown verse. I don't know which number one that is. Mine kind of fluctuated between having a hard time finding number 4 and number 2. Hello, mouse. Please stop being goofy. If anything, you're supposed to be Mickey. Oh, that was a bad one. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Chris. I appreciate it, and go have fun teaching. Get those young minds full of knowledge. Teach them the way of gems. We'll see you later. And that goes for anybody. If anybody wants any questions answered or just wants help in general about anything about the game, just leave a comment on one of my videos. It doesn't have to be a specific video, and I'll do my best to give you a hand. I'm not the smartest guy, but I can try. Okay, let's finish this up. I would like to get up through 300 before I end this part of the stream, because I would like to get Pure Faction 300 done. That'll give me kind of a general idea how hard 500 is going to be. Yes, yes. Explode away. We're not afraid of you. And I can't believe in 200 and up to level 250 and I have not had one troop get transformed with lycanthropy yet. That's a good sign. If you do Pure Faction 300, you will have your pet up to legendary after you finish your regular Faction 500 run without losing any troops. That's why I do it at 300. Some people do it at 310 in case they lose a troop on level 500 regular faction part. And that way you'll still have your pet up to legendary. And I usually just do a pure faction at 100 just to get an idea of how the troops feel playing through an entire delve and how they're going to interact with each other and whatnot. You don't really need to do one at 100. I just prefer to. The 300 one, yeah, I think is a good idea. Actually, I'm kind of thinking if you do the one at 100, you'll probably have your pet at more than whatchamacallit, lowest level when you do 300, but I'm not positive on that. Heck, I'll probably play this game until they shut the servers down, and there'll still be stuff I don't know. And we eat the guy with the skull reduction. And all dead. That was easy. Level 1542. We'll go air like it really matters at this point. Okay, 260. Now it's time to rush right to the throne room. Fight one. Let's go do the level 5 room. Snare does not bother Iron Gut whatsoever. Oh, third trait got Talray. And this is an easy fight as well. Long as they don't make another Winter Wolf, which is annoying. Oh, they didn't, but it decided to be agile. 270. Starting to rush now. I'm getting hungry. It's not a good excuse, but it's the one I'm going to use. Now, if I was smart, which this time I am, cast EOE on Drake Rider, and he won't summon a replacement. Another easy fight. And one skull should take that out. I was correct, sir. Let's head on to 280. My, this team seems so much faster when I don't have to do every darn room. Oh, Throstful. Thank you. Just a tip on this room. Hey, Seven, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. Glad you dropped in. I appreciate it. Uh, don't devour while both of your Lamias are still full. Let one of them cast, and then you can devour the other one. Otherwise, you're going to be doing 228 damage to one of your troops if they target High King Iron Gut. Just a little tip. Well, 7, you're lucky you missed all the slog of doing full clears through 250. Now I'm just rushing to get whatchamacallit, Pure Faction 300 done so I can go eat lunch. And if it goes as easily as 100 did, then I'll be eating lunch pretty close to my normal time. And older folks like myself, we get a little cranky when we don't get to eat when we want to eat. Oh, this one could be a little bit of a pain. Just don't mess up my order, please. Yeah, the troops are kind of your typical troops so far. You've got one with 25% skull reduction and destroys one column and gets barrier. You have one that reflects skull damage. However, it does not have any skull reduction, so it's a worthless troop. You have one troop that does damage to a single enemy, which is garbage, and creates yellows, but they're just random yellows, so you could get screwed and be feeding the other team. And then you've got the legendary troop, which does damage to all troops and troops above it. So if you cast it on the bottom troop, even if it's whatchamacallit, submerged, it'll still hit all the troops. It won't. You'll see if you run across it. Anyways. So, yeah, I've got one more fight here. Then we'll hit level 300 and we'll give that a shot. See how long it takes. Alright. Bye Iron Gut, bye Essence, bye Thrall, bye Zool. Dark Court. Gonna go with one Dark Knight. Destroys a column, drains 4 mana from the first enemy for every purple gem destroyed. Gains barrier, 9 armor, blah. damage reduction by 25 and inflict death mark when doing skull damage. So you definitely want to keep barrier up on him when you're facing the first and last fight. Kelpie is a 2% chance to devour the enemy for every mana drained, but you can only drain 6, so you have a 12% chance of devour. So that's a trash troop. So I'm going with 3 Leonin Sid. Don't pronounce it correctly. This Slua drains 12 mana and creates yellow gems equal to the mana drained on a 1-to-1 basis. So that's trash because I don't want to feed yellow gems to their team. And then Leonin drains all mana from an enemy, 97 damage to them, and all enemies above them boosted by mana drained. And still 2 magic from the first enemy on 4 or more gem matches. Has a little spell reduction too, which is nice. So I'm going with 3 of those. And I need to change my banner to purple yellow, which is right here. And let's see how this goes. Well, I thank you for stopping in, even if you have to go after this one. Not a problem, because I'm probably going to end the stream for a little bit after this one, just so I can go get some lunch. Oh, that wasn't very nice. At least I had barrier up. Easy peasy, pudding and pie. Oh, do I really want to fight this team? Because Garnock is gonna get off. Nork Veteran hits pretty hard. Feldros hits pretty hard. Do I want to go this way? Yeah. I think I'm gonna go the chicken way. Bark, bark, bark. Rowdy's a chicken, doesn't want to fight that orc team. I actually think that's a smart move, though. Oh, you're not full yet. That's fine. We'll just start working on filling that one, and then we're all done. Or better yet, this is working out very nicely. I have a feeling this is going to end up being the Purifaction 500 team as well. I just don't see any use in the other 2 troops. No yellow. Ah, there's some purple. Please don't devour me. Even a 16% chance scares me. And as long as the knight has its starting barrier, I'm just going to leave it full and not even worry about casting it. Yeah, that's the problem with Kelpie. It might be good. A 12% chance of Devourer is pretty low. I think I'm just going to go like pure brute force when I try level 500. Come on, mouse. Thank you. Well, hi, kitty. How you doing? That's right. Yes, everybody can hear you. All right. Now that she distracted me, let's just fill up Leannon one more time. Okay, now that I've lost barrier, I should probably cast you. We'll just do that. Yellow purple, where are you? Yes, brown's good enough. Nah, let's just make sure we kill Gluttony so we don't end up getting devoured by accident. Oh, you're welcome for the ancient horror. Whoops, I didn't see that. But we're still going to be fine. Hi, my name is Rowdy. Can I please have some yellow purple for my own use, please? Oh, the answer is no? Very well. Now we just gotta get one skull on you and you'll be dead and I'll be done. Well, minus the throne room. Yeah, they got an awful lot of lucky Skyfall skulls there. Some of those may have been my fault. I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. I'm tempted to just drain your mana so you don't put barrier on yourself. And then drain your mana so you don't cast a spell on me. Oh, enjoy your death mark. You're now dead. That's why I didn't take this one last time, because now they get a free skull. And it's my only move, of course. I love pure faction teams. They're so fun. You're almost ready to cast. If I do that, you go down there and get a free skull. Yes, kitty? Hello. Yes, hi, kitty. Hey, good to hear, King. Hopefully you had better luck than I've had so far. I'm gonna beat it, but not as easily as I hoped I would. Please stop taking yellow and purple. I kind of need those. But I'll take a free skull. Another skull? Thank you. Okay, I beat Pure Faction 300 as well. leads me to believe 500 might be a little more difficult than I think. But I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Those are done. Anyways, oh, it's been a while. Anyways, I'm gonna go grab some lunch and then I will have to make a decision whether I want to take a nap or whether I want to stream some more. I'm not sure yet. I will put up a notice on YouTube if I'm gonna make another stream for later this afternoon. And if not, I might do one this evening. I don't know. Kind of depends. So I do appreciate everyone that did stop by, even if you didn't comment. Those that did comment, it's nice to have you in here, and I do appreciate it. So I will catch you a little bit later, and enjoy the rest of your weekend if I don't talk to you again